focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm no way to go, no one that can see through at the side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Just out of reach of desire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I ear, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes down to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. When I'm no place to go, no one that can see through at the shine of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the fear. Was out of reach of desire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that, been a little late start there. I know we're in lap 15 here at Dover, but got a little bit to go here at the Great Lakes Truck Series here tonight. Just having some few issues here and there with iRacing or whatever. I know Discord was having some earlier. Man, we're in the middle of a chase here, and it's a good one. Dover, Monster Mile. I kind of like Dover. You like Dover?
I do like Dover. The only thing is about the mascots, you know, the conversation we had when we were at New Hampshire, but we'll let that be. I mean, Dover's an exciting track nevertheless. As we're watching these guys slinging around here right now, like you said, we got a heated battle going on for the chase right now.
We do.
Chase, whatever you want to call it.
We've got a tight battle for first. Daniel Nanny and Philip Bedford. 1 point separates them. Jake Miller's still there in the hunt along with Elliott. which a lot of the guys are still there. Plus the cutoff line, you got Austin Moore, Hunter right there sitting on the cutoff, Gavin Fitzgerald, Shane Nicewanger. There's only 3 points separating the cutoff line to the top 8. Ty Aikens right there along with it. So let's see where Shane is right now. Shane's sitting at 13th. You've got Austin sitting out of the race.
That won't help.
That will not help at all. Hunter, the other one there, he's sitting in 15 now. And then Ty, like I said, he's right there. He's tied with Shane, 7th and 8th. Tight battle. Really tight battle.
Yeah, you got a tight battle there, and you got a tight battle up top because, 6 points separates the first 4 guys in the standings right now.
It does. That's what I'm saying. Oof, it's been a good one. I mean, Daniel right now, he's kind of dominating in both series, the Cup and the Truck. As far as, he's came on strong at the right time. And he's had a little bit of, hiccups here and there last couple races, but he's minimized the damage to be able to stay where he is. And then Philip Bedford right here, though, and along with him. But, you right there, you've got Philip, and then you got Daniel right there in front of him. So, yeah, this is going to be a tight one heading all the way down to the end.
It definitely is. And looking right in front of them, too, as well. I mean, you got William Barb, and then you got Jake Miller and Elliott right there. So these guys are definitely duking it out pretty hard. And, I mean, this just goes to show how bad these guys want it, because you got the first 4 guys in between 6th and 2nd right now. That's 5 spots, and top 4 guys are 4 of them.
Absolutely.
So they're fighting hard.
Well, we've got 1 race to go before we go to the round of 8. And there'll be 4 races, and we crown a champ from that point on. So Kansas is next week. So not a bad track either there. This is not a bad track. Remember, we came from Roval last week and then Bristol, which was 2 kind of wild card tracks, like I say. And then we got 2 pretty good ones here, Dover and Kansas. Then we go to Martinsville and Watkins Glen. So kind of, style tracks where you're going to have to be on top of your toes, so to speak. But, man, I tell you, it's the playoff right now. It's definitely heating up. And
with, excuse me, as my throat needs clearing. But anyways, these guys are doing, I mean, I like Dover. I definitely like how the track's kind of concrete,
It's all concrete. It's one of the few, if not the only, I believe, full concrete track. Now, I think Bristol might now be concrete, where it used to be a lot of concrete asphalt. Not 100% on that, but Monster Miles, what they call it here. We talked about the mascot there, Miles to Monster here. It's a mile track, and it's kind of deceiving in that we've seen other mile tracks. At least just does not look as big, but I think what really stands out here is you're on a banking all the way around this track. See right here, battle with Austin Moore, Eric Kemp right there along with it, but you've got to be very, very, and actually right there, little contact, that's Charlie Whibley. Woo-wee. He got a little sideways. But on this track here, you try to pass, very hard to pass here, and you try to go to the inside and pass. As we see right here, see down low, when you come out of the turn, there's a kind of a bump and a hump right there that will upset the truck, and it kind of actually will shoot it, and you'll just keep on going straight into the inside wall. You got to be very, very careful about how you modulate this place.
You do, and looking at, I like how you brought up how you're always on pretty much a bank, pretty much, because the turns, as we're going through right here, the turns are 24-degree banking. the straightaways are 9-degree banking, which is even steeper than some of the turns at a track or two. I'm guessing Martinsville, obviously.
Yeah, Martinsville or North Wilkesboro, maybe something like that, or New Hampshire. Yeah.
And I also like how you brought up how kind of deceivingly small this track seems compared to other mile-sized tracks, because to me, if you look at this one, it kind of just looks like it's a little bit of a stretched out Bristol.
It is. It does. And I think what the biggest reason here too is the turns. I think the turns are mostly the size that makes up this race. Because the straightaways, like what you just said, they don't look that long. That, you know, we've compared it to some other tracks. Trying to think right off the top of my head, what's some other mile tracks that we've. Well, Rockingham, for instance, we went to that one, and it looks a lot bigger, but it has more of a straightaway. I think here most of the mile part in this one is the actual turns themselves.
Yeah, looking at this overhead, ooh, that's a bad picture because I'm looking at a panorama and I was like, it looks just like Bristol.
Oh, we got a truck that's smoking. It looks like he's going to have damage. Go back here and see real quick maybe what happened to Briar Fritz here. Give him, looks like engine damage. He's right there in the middle. I saw the trucks back there when I flipped on them. They were kind of going everywhere, but oh, contact there on pit road too. Whew, talked about that earlier in the season, but right there's that 12 machine. And just what I was telling you right there in the turn, side by side, and you can see the 9 got up into him ever so slightly. And oh, I don't know what in the world, the Pepsi machine came back up the track. Lewis I don't know if he was trying to go into the pits, and let's see what happened here in a minute. Replay here. Wasn't no caution. Him and Andrew right there battling a little bit. And a little bumping back in the back. So early to be doing blocking or bumping, but got to diamond it off in these turns to make those moves. You can see right there's that incident on pit road. So Lewis made the pass there pretty good. And we saw back there when he was riding with Brian, he got to go a little bit. Right there, a little contact. I'm not sure. Lewis looks like he was going to come on pit road, and he came in too hot, and then not a very smart move.
Yeah, he just came in a little bit.
I'm not sure what that was. That was, I mean, but either way, it's going to cost Brian his race tonight.
It absolutely is, and those sometimes you got to watch out for that, because mental mistakes is, well, right now we're looking at a new leader.
We are.
But sometimes mental mistakes by other people can drastically affect you.
Absolutely.
As we just saw.
Well, Lucas Cram right now still holding on the lead, but he's got trouble with Jake and Elliott. I talked to Elliott before the race, and Elliott's had an up and down chase so far. He needs a good one here tonight, and he needs to get back on that horn and get back on that winning stretch that he had earlier in the season. And Jake's a man right there too. Now, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm counting Jake out of this championship. He actually, he won, I believe it was this past week. I believe it was.
I think last week he got second or third.
He went to third last week in front of Elliott there in the Roval, which was a good finish for him. But the times before, not so good. So he needed that to start off in the chase, because his start race, he started off in 11th, and then he bounced back with that 3rd place, and with Daniel back there in 5th and Elliott in 6th. There you go. I mean, it was a good run for him. So it got him up into the points, only 4 behind the leader, 2 in front of Elliott right now. And so, you can't really count out Eric either. Eric is still right there. Definitely they've got the cutoff line. But his chase is something we're going to really be talking about. Shane Nicemonger right there on the cutoff along with Ty. Ty doing an outstanding job. The only ones that might could bump them out would be Austin Moore, but we don't see Austin. Well, yeah, there's Austin, excuse me. He's 3 points back from Ty and Shane. Now, right now, he would leapfrog Shane into that cutoff. And he'd be right there on the tail of Ty. So it's really, really close battle. You got Gavin Fitzgerald there, and Hunter also. That's a tight battle for that one. You can't count out Christopher Heller either. He's there too. He's only 11 behind. Oh, I don't know. Remember Christopher? He came on strong in the Cup side.
Yeah, he has been coming on strong, and we'll see if he can transition it over to here with this, because just like Daniel Nanny's been doing really good both sides. I mean, both series, excuse me, not sides. What words am I thinking of? But like you just said, Chris Heller turned it up in the Cup Series, and now he's up here contending, and he is, I mean, they, like you were saying, they're not far back. They got 8 points separating him and that, I guess, 8th place spot. Or no.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, it's...
And they got one race to go, so, Chris needs to come out of here with a very good finish. They love to have several positions ahead of some of those guys in front of him. Obviously, Austin's doing everything he needs to do right now, definitely to get that Elliott Henderson design machine and running in 8th like he is right now. So he's doing everything he needs to do to maximize positions and points to maybe leapfrog and get into there and not make his job so hard going into next week, which will be the final race of the chase of 16, that is. Then we go into the race, the race of 8 after that. So I don't know whose bright idea was to put a camera right there behind the wall, but yeah. Anyways. So Williams falling off the pace. I think he missed one of the chase races and unfortunately fell out. But William has. I really thought he was probably going to be one of the big favorites in the chase because consistency all season long has just played a part. But I think he's too far back. 27 points. I mean, he'd need a miracle. I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but it would be an uphill battle for him to get it done, to get in a round of 8.
It absolutely would. And someone else who I think has had a pretty quiet season, but is getting stuff done, is Eric Kepf.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting right there in 8th. I'm not quite sure what happened to let those guys pass him real quick because he was just in 5th. But
he's 5th in the points, though, so that's a good thing.
So he's just chopping away.
He has, and he's done an outstanding job. I mean, obviously right there, kind of sister team to Elliott Henderson Design with a split second eSport. So, like you said, right back to 8th and up front still. I tell you, I think lap traffic is playing a factor here a little bit, but now Jake has fallen off of Elliott, and Elliott's now climbing over the back, and we've seen this battle many a times first of the season there as Lucas Cram has kind of walked away again from these guys. Lucas has come out here and said, guys, hey, guess what? Now, didn't Lucas just run this past week in the Cup?
I thought his first race in the Truck Series was last week, and didn't he win?
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly. But you know what? We're going to find out.
Yeah, he did win last week.
That's what I thought. I mean, he came out here and dominated, and yeah, won the Roval. Came out. He was 35 seconds ahead of the field. Which, I mean, it's a road course, so that's nothing unusual.
I mean, he was gone though. I'm pretty positive it was his first race of the season here in the Truck Series.
Sure was, yeah.
And here he is again, same fashion.
Fast guy. I mean, Lucas is. The name sounds familiar. And Elliott's lost track with Jake. Somehow we were sitting here talking, and I didn't notice that if maybe Elliott might have, looks like he caught the wall or something, which is not hard to do on the right side of this place. Ride with him real quick. As you'll see him come out of that turn right there. You tend to push coming out of this turn if you're not on the inside or whatever. See right here coming out of your turns, try to dime and let it just slide up. A lot of times that bump right there can throw you up into the wall, and it's very easy. It's almost like Darlington. Very easy to bump the outside wall with the right here. Just boom, got that little bit of a bump right there, and it definitely will sling into the wall before you know it.
Yeah, it will, and that's what I was thinking about earlier. Ran through my head. I was like, yeah, it seems like these mile tracks just seem to want to throw you into the wall, kind of. I mean, they just it seems like they just make it a little bit easier, and they get away with it.
Yeah. Right now you got Jake up here modulating through some lap traffic, looking pretty good right now, trying to run down Lucas Cram, who is just doing nothing but just, cramming competition down the back toilet a little bit right now. He's got this place on lockdown. He's taming the monster right now and looking good doing it in that machine. Let's see if we can't get a close up. That's a nice looking truck. Let's see, extended protection, Valvoline. Valvoline's pretty good oil. I like Castro, but you know what? I don't think Castro's ever came in NASCAR in drag racing, but not in that. Well, actually, not in drag racing anymore, but it was a huge sponsor in drag racing for years, but they're not in NASCAR for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, we've got what? We've got Haviland and Valvoline, Benzol. Never had Castro in, I don't think we ever had Castro in NASCAR, have we?
No, I can't say that we have, and what's another one? I mean, Mobil 1 claims to be the oil of NASCAR.
Mobil 1 is, you got Mobil 1, Benzol, obviously Valvoline, Texaco. I think Texaco, no, that wouldn't be oil, but I mean, Castro. Those are your four main. I mean, you've got some synthetic brands out there, Royal Purple. I've seen them in NASCAR now, Royal Purple, and what's that other one that really famous? But yeah, I've never seen, I mean, just talking about sponsors and talking about him having Valvoline on his truck there, Lucas Cram, I've never seen Castrol be in NASCAR. That obviously was a huge sponsor for years and years and years in NHRA for John Force Racing, and actually Castro got out of it. So not sure. I think they're, they do small sponsors in NHRA, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, hey, and then you get into the corporate style stuff of what it takes to run. As this stuff, we got pit stops happening right now. But you get into what it takes to run one of these machines here, and there you go.
And this is kind of what I was saying, or have been saying, I should say, with my quick assumption of Elliott's good timing and his no wherewithal as a driver to put himself in good situations. Most of the time, from what I've seen, I don't think he has the best long run car. Now you got Phillip. We do have pit stops coming on, so This is going to change things up. But Phillip was coming up. He passed Daniel Nanny and took that 4th spot away. But I think that's how. And usually once you get Jake and Elliott together too, usually it's they're ready to cause some trouble. Not like wrecking people stuff, but it's more like a, hey, bring it on type of trouble. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'm watching Matthew Daniels' machine right here where we got pit stops, and that's a cool looking paint job. It definitely make you hungry. Eat Florida watermelon. All right.
I thought those were peas.
Well, that's watermelon. Where'd you get peas at on that?
I couldn't read it because I wasn't reading it. I was too distracted by the green objects on the back. And I thought it was peas. But, fun fact, did you know watermelons are 97% water? And a cloud is only 94% water. So if you think about it, when you're eating a watermelon, you're eating a cloud.
Uh-huh.
And that's facts.
There's your scientific lesson for today, folks.
Yeah, now my head hurts.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, like I said, pit stops. Daniel Nanny's on. Ty, Shane. Green flag stop so far.
And with these green flag stops here, we'll see a little bit of shuffling going around in the field. As obviously that's what happens when you get green flag stops. Not everyone's on the same pit strategy, pit cycle kind of stuff going on, you know what I mean? So seeing how this can shake things up, because sometimes good pit strategy wins you races. If anybody watched the race this past weekend, bad pit strategy also does not win you races, like in the case of Brad Keselowski. But that's in the real NASCAR stuff. We're here at the Great Lakes Truck Series. As we're watching Lucas come out of the pits now, still maintaining that lead. He's getting up to speed. Looks like Jake's coming off of the turn right there, coming up on him. See if he can get a good, close that gap a little bit. But Lucas has got those little bit of fresher tires, and he's had a quick truck the entire night. So we'll see if Jake can come up with him. Elliott's still back there. Seems to have fallen off the pace a little bit. But you can also never count these guys out. You got Daniel Nanny coming in 4th right now, trying to hold off Eric Kep. Right behind Eric, you got old Phillip Bedford. Who seems like Phillip's got a pretty strong long run truck. We'll see how, and we have a caution. This could stir things up if some people haven't pitted yet. But we're going to be able to check it out here in just a second. Once Joe gets back. Joe needed to go take care of something really quick. But we'll be able to replay it here for you guys in just a moment. Wow. 73 green flag laps. That's a pretty good racing. And now it definitely shortens up the field a little bit. Gives some people some opportunities to make up some of that time. Where instead of being all spread out, we're all starting together. I mean, obviously everyone knows that. It looks like everyone's coming. All the guys are coming down. Oh, Lucas jukes him out, goes back up. Looks like nobody's coming down. I was mistaken. It happens. But going into some of these playoff scenarios right now, playoff chase, whatever you want to call it, with Jake Miller, Daniel Nanny, Philip Bedford, Austin, Ty Aiken, Shane Neiswanger, and these guys sitting where they're at. These guys are doing what they need to do. Hunter, you got the hiccups. Hunter 2 coming in, holding in the 8th spot right now. Definitely, some of these guys are doing what they need to do. Some of them, bad hiccups, excuse me. As some of these guys are doing what they need to do to separate themselves from the cutoff, give themselves a little bit of breathing room as we go into next week after tonight's race. After next week's race is the cutoff. And then some of these front runners like Jake Miller, Daniel Nanny, and Phillip up there, they're trying to separate themselves from each other a little bit. But they're all right next to each other, but they're all fighting for that first spot so they can get that 5-point gap. Because first place gets 40 points. Second place gets 35. Third place gets 34, and then so on. But the gap between first and second in the points is a 5-point gap. So that could definitely help some of these guys as they're trying to steal the points lead right now from Daniel Nanny, who has just been turning it on here.
We're in a caution.
Yes, sir. Winding out these caution laps.
If we can't go back here and show the replay on what happened here. Looks like Lewis Woodell is in the 13 and just, got a little contact right there with the 9. Watch it one more time, different angle. Sorry about that, folks. Had to step away for a few. Watching this replay here. Coming up on the M&Ms. Broken M&Ms. I'm going to give him a little bump.
And I'm curious if that's Elliott coming behind him that got nicked.
See if we can't go on another route here. Watch, Elliott. I believe it is. I believe you're right. He had to do an evasive maneuver. See what kind of damage he might have got on the bottom there. He sees it. Got a little nick right there, and they got a little bump on the inside. So yeah, both sides. Oh, and he's smoking. That means it did some engine damage. Oh no. I don't know, they got a fast fix here tonight? Yep, looks, no. The thing was smoking a little bit, so hopefully it'll hold up. Green flag's back in the sky here. We'll see. Yeah, he's not up to speed, I'll tell you that. That thing's got motor damage. Wow, that's huge.
And if he doesn't get it fixed, all he can do right now is survive and at least get, because any points are better than no points.
Absolutely. That's especially as close as he is in the chase and then going into the round. The good news is on that is he's going to pretty much be safe for the round of 8. With one race to go, even if it's been a bad race, he's not going to lose. it'll hurt him. It'll hurt him some, but it's not going. He's not going to lose, an astronomical amount. We'll say it that way. Good battle around about mid-pack here. Jacob Bransky, Daniel Nanny and company. So remember early on, you try to get everything you can here at this track because it gets harder to pass as laps goes on.
It does, especially once you get start to get spread out. This looks like Eric Kepfin company up here.
Absolutely.
Getting a little dicey.
They're good though. Look at a picture of that truck in front there. That's Shane Posse. We talk about Jacob Bransky. I believe it is Psychedelic Machine. That one right there, which today is 420 day, and if you're not up on the times or lingo of what 420 stands for, look it up on Google. We'll say that. And plus we're on Taco Tuesday, so that just makes it even better. They all say that this is their time to shine, is what they say. But he looks like he's got psychedelic frog legs on the hood, and I don't know what else he's got going on the back end there. It's something that's Hideaway Motorsports. I think that's what it says. Is that what it says? Hideaway Motorsports. I'm gonna tell you what, if
That's
it is,
what
they
looks
definitely
like to me.
They definitely hide, and I'll give them that.
Ham. Ham.
Say ham? Is it ham?
Yeah.
No, that ain't ham. It's Hyde. That looks like Hyde. Hideaway Motorsports.
No, I mean, if you're looking at the first letters looking down, it says ham.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. H-A-M, ham.
And maybe they're specifically capitalized like that to spell ham. Who knows?
There you go. Ham Motorsports. What a wild looking truck he's got out there. I'll give him credit. Probably like whoever painted that thing had a time with that one. That's a wild one. It's running pretty good in 11th right now. You know what they need in this league? Because they got some good paint jobs. They need like a contest, best paint job, end of the year or something like that. Have the fans vote on them.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and like you said, he's chilling, sitting pretty well right now, and his good-looking truck is.
Oh, absolutely. You can see Elliott right there. Yeah, that truck's not up to speed. I won't be surprised if that truck makes it the rest of the way, and obviously, like what you just said, out here just trying to get it maximized, get as many points as you can. But yeah, definitely off. But yeah, we're watching this frog leg truck out there going ham. It's got ham on the back of it. So right now he's trying to run down Austin Moore, and Jake Miller in trouble up front. He was running in second. Now he's got Philip Bedford, who is only 1 point off of Daniel Nanning in the chase. Philip right now is hanging on to second. Daniel up in the 8th right now. But you got different guys that did different pit stop strategies. You got Jake pitted at 65, William Barb at 74, Lucas at 70, other guys at 68 and whatnot, and 69.
Yeah, and I was saying when those green flag pit stops are coming, I was talking about how mumbo jumbled the field could possibly get, and then right in, I guess, the middle or towards the end of these green flag stops is when we caught that caution. But another point that I made is some of these dudes fighting for that cutoff position. They are.
Yes, they are.
Up there. Like
Jane's right there with it. Yeah, Ty.
And then
Well,
you
these
got
guys could come out of here winning this thing.
right, and that's what I was saying too about the difference between first and second. That's a 5-point buffer. That can help in so many ways and so many different spots here in these playoff standings right now.
Absolutely. So it's not over with. You definitely do not want to back down or anything like that. So definitely.
And they are not, as you got a nice looking battle going on right there between Daniel Nanny, Shane Neiswanger, and Chris Heller. Chris Heller looking to bump his way up into that top 8. He's currently sitting in 12th, not too far behind. And like we were talking about earlier, he is stepping it up at the right times.
Yes, he is.
And here he comes. 5th place right now. Daniel Lane's
right
coming up too.
Yeah, Daniel, right, like I said, up to 6th. Christopher Heller, he was just talking about up there in 5th, who has changed his paint job up a little bit. Got Split Second Esports, used to run the DeWalt machine a lot. Ty's the one, though, really in the chase hunt here, really stepped up tonight so far. Remember, he's 7th in points, tied with Shane. Shane's right there in 7th in that cutoff. And you've got, Austin Moore, who's in 9th, who is outside looking in, 3 points back. Of those two guys, Shane and Ty.
And with him coming up and being where he's sitting, that's like, he's just like you were saying, he's showing up at the right time. It looks like
Jake made his pit stop.
Yeah. Maybe he made it early.
Strategy.
Yeah, I was talking about it while you went to go handle that. Talking about how different pit strategies can come about, especially in races like these, and how good pit strategy can win your races and bad pit strategy obviously can lose your races. And I use the example of Brad Keselowski from this past weekend at Richmond. He had what I'd like to say is bad pit strategy, and it didn't work out for him.
Well, we also unfortunately saw this past weekend at Talladega for the Cup Series here at Great Lakes. Pete, unfortunately, dominating out front in the race, had a very fast machine, but mishap on pit road and pretty much just cost him the race.
It did. It looks like, I just don't think they agree. That track and him agree so well, and then it's like you flip a switch.
It can happen. Just one of those things at Talladega, you never know. It was a wild finish there. Go back and check it out, folks. That was a crazy one again to the end. On the chase races here, you got Shane, though, coming on pit road, and I would say this is about time for pit stops. If you want to come in early, I think you want to make sure you, I mean, unless you're Lucas up here, which is dominating so far, that man's on rails right there.
He absolutely is. This guy is cruising, and he has a very strong long run truck too, and he just moves through traffic as well when he gets to it. But William Barb too, like you were talking about earlier, despite him missing that playoff race, he is still showing up as he's sitting here in third place.
He can still win. He can still get some wins here, you know.
He absolutely can, and this kind of goes to show with what you were saying about his level of consistency that he's had throughout the season. And here he is again.
Yeah. I think it just hurt him in one bad race here in the chase. The reason got him in a hole, but other than that, definitely been consistent. Right now, Philip Bedford hanging on the second, and he knows Daniel Nanning right there sitting in fourth. Daniel's not going to give up, and it's going to be a tall order. I think those two guys, unless something just drastic happens in the next several races, it's going to be a it's going to be tough. It's going to be a heck of a race between them.
I mean, it has been so far, and I don't see it getting any less, I guess you could say, stressful.
No, absolutely not. But let's see. The thing about Philip, he is a lone man out here. No team, no nothing. That's what makes this very more dominant. Because you've got the Defiance Racing team there, Daniel Nanning. He's got, Sarah Robinson, we know of, split second. Elliott Henderson Motorsports, which is probably the big team here. And they have a lot of fast drivers, but Philip Bedford has yet to be even picked up from a team or anything like that. And I'm sitting here going, okay, wait a minute. You got a guy that's on the clutches of winning a championship, yet a team ain't even come forward to say, hey, you want to join? Wow.
I mean, he'd be a good guy to pick up because, I mean, like you're saying, he's fighting for that championship right now, and he could, with how he races, he could bring some good team points because I'm pretty sure they do a team battle as well.
Oh, I'm saying. No.
Maybe. They might. I'm not exactly sure, but they might. I thought I saw it somewhere on the Dan Lisa.
Not sure if they do or not, but either way, it would look good for the team, like you just said. So, there you go.
And it gives them buddies to work with and people to help, too.
I mean, you got to look. I get it. Philip, he made it in the chase purely points alone, but then the first race of the chase, winning it at Bristol. So, it had put him in a huge spot where he's at right now. Then he had a pretty good run at Charlotte, and then tonight here at Dover, he's having an exceptional run. As long as he can keep up the momentum like he's going, and that's what you need to get hot at this point in time. Looks like yellow flag's out. I'm not sure why.
I thought I saw some smoke on the track where, from our view when we were watching Philip come down pit road. If that's what I saw, if my eyes do not deceive me.
Let's see if we can see it from a wide shot here. That's already on pit road right there.
This is a good view, too. Is this what we would consider the blimpy cam?
This is not the blimpy cam.
Okay. She's a little too low.
Kind of grandstand cam here. But I'm just kind of looking around, see if I see any cars. I don't see anybody off the pace, so I'm not sure what that caution was for. Not a good time. Well, there's a truck that's Philip. He's got to wait on the pace truck. That's what he's waiting on. Oh. Not sure.
I'm not quite sure either.
I think Philip is out of gas.
From when he pitted last?
I don't think he pitted. The caution came out, and I think he went on through so he wouldn't get a lap down. But then again, if he was already on pit road and the caution come out, NASCAR ruling is you can go ahead and make your pit stop. If you're on pit road already and a caution flies, I'm pretty sure you should be able to go and make your pit stop and not go a lap down.
I mean, that sounds right to me. But he was pretty slow coming down pit road.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on this one here. Obviously going to 4 tires and fuel. Everyone else has made their pit stop. So... Not quite sure why he would not have made the pit stop, but I'm pretty sure he ran through his stop when the yellow flew. We'll go back and watch. Just coming down the backstretch right here. He's coming on pit road, he's on pit road, he's on pit road. He's on pit road. And now there's the cause, the yellow. We found the yellow.
See
if we can find who that was spinning right there. They sure, but Phillip still on pit road, caution out. Yeah, he drove on through. So I'm not sure why. Trying to, we're gonna see if we can slow it down as we when cars come by. Right there.
Is that Elliott?
Is that the, I can't get an idea what number that is, the 90?
Is that Hunter?
Is it Hunter?
In that blue and white one?
There it is, yep. There you go, folks. There's your caution. Go and watch it one more time. Off pit road. But again, I'm not 100%. I mean, I'm pretty much 90, 98, 99% sure that Phillip made his pit stop. He should be okay. And then that's right there. Unfortunately, Hunter comes out of the pit road and then just gets spun around. And wow, big 360.
At least he stuck the landing.
Yeah, he did. Those new tires, yep.
They helped a lot.
Hunter and okay, well, Hunter out in the chat. This was me. Well, we found it, Hunter. Finally. Appreciate it, Fritz. We were looking, and it was just kind of watch. The reason we didn't see any, I didn't see any crash on my display over here is because you basically just did a full 360 around, and that was.
But through the process of elimination, we figured it out.
Trying to get my thing to go back live here, folks. Hang on. There we go. Ticker didn't want to go back live. He didn't want to go back to the race for us. Daniel Nanny's up to second. Look who's leading. William Barb.
William Barb. And what I want to see here is how well William Barb does up front and also how well Cram does at having to catch people.
Now, and I've talked about this, which, again, Lucas, good talent out there. He's, talked about iRating, and as far as his iRating goes, pretty high. But I've talked about this. You get out front, you dominate a race so long, you're familiar with how your car does out front, obviously. Clean air. And then you get marred back in traffic, and guess what? You find out the truck's not that good, and you have a hard time. It is a hard place to pass, so Daniel Nanny's going to make that thing, obviously wide. Here's what I like to see, though. Lucas is basically running for a win. Daniel's trying to run for a championship. I want Lucas to get up there if he's got a fast enough truck and race these guys hard. I don't want to see him say, okay, well, guys, since y'all running for points, there you go. Because I know William Barb won't. William's going to make that thing wide if he can. He's got Daniel all over the back end of him.
He does, and something that came up from that caution is it was just bad timing for Jake Miller.
Oh, yeah, went a lap down. And Phillip.
I'm pretty sure Jake's 5 laps down.
Oh, wow. Had a bad pit stop, too, 1:30 seconds.
Oh, maybe he was doing something.
Yeah. Phillip also, too. Well, his was a minute pit stop. Like I said, I kind of confused on the Phillip deal there. I'm pretty sure, hey, guys out there, listen, I'm pretty sure NASCAR ruling that if you are on pit lane when the caution flies, that you won't go a lap down if you just go ahead and actually pit. But like here with Lucas Cram, dominated out front all evening. Once you get marred behind in traffic, you can see just Jake's just way off the pace right there. But once you get marred in traffic, that's when you're going to see how good your truck is. But this place is so tough to pass. And it's deceiving too going into the turns. You have to diamond these things in, which actually leaves the inside lane open. And the problem with that is the guy behind you can do what they call a dive bomb, and usually ends up bad if it's done wrong. But look at Daniel Nanny right now. He's harassing the back end of William Barber. It's a good battle for the lead.
Yeah, this is a tight battle between the three of them, and like you were saying, you could totally bomb it. And it could definitely cause trouble. He's now apologizing. Like, yeah, let's see some bombs.
Yeah, that's why you've got to be very mindful behind the truck or the truck in front of you of what they're doing, because you're going to see that. And then Daniel right there's what you didn't want to see, and Daniel pretty much going to have to give up that inside. Got into the wall. I talked about that several times coming out of the turn. That's how this place will just kind of suck you up into the wall. And one little slip up, that's what Lucas needed to get up to second. So now he'll get up here and see what he can do with old William Barb. Look at Christopher Heller hanging on here to fourth place. So good run by him and Eric Kemp.
Yeah, it's a good run by both of them. Eric Kemp he's pretty much set in stone, kind of where he is. He's sitting fifth in points. I mean, I guess you shouldn't say that he's set in stone, because the difference between him and the cutoff is 4 points.
Right. Now look at William. He's going to give Lucas the outside lane. The problem with the lane that he's taking going into the turn is not the preferred lane going into the turn. So he might be giving that high lane to Lucas. Lucas probably could, utilize that if William keeps doing what he's doing. I think those tires are pretty much going to give out. Yeah, right here, going into the turn, you don't really want to go in at that angle because you're just going to die in the middle, and we're seeing it right there. Lucas eventually is going to get up underneath him, and you're going to sit right here. Pretty much, there's nothing William could do at that point. Good pass. Patience. That's good patience too. That was just some really good patience. He knew he was faster than William. He just had to get the right time, right opportunity to sneak up under him. Didn't push the issue. Didn't want to wreck each other, and made that thing happen. And Christopher's actually moving up here too.
He is, and now he's coming up. See, there's a lot of good point stuff happening, and there's also some not good point stuff happening. But it seems like the guys that really need to make things happen, for example, really the guys fighting for that cutoff spot, these guys are fighting hard for it. I mean, you got Chris Heller right there, and then the next guy that's dealing with it is Austin Moore.
Philip Medford's moving back up too. He's up to 7th right now, and he definitely wants to chase down. Now you can see Philip obviously is a clear lap back, back from where Charles is. Charles is right there, and Philip's right in front of him. So Philip's going to have to pretty much swing around the whole track again to catch him. He pretty much going to need a caution to get up there, I think. So, what to see here in the closing laps, Daniel Nanny right now. Philip is trying to minimize, just like what Daniel had to do a couple weeks ago, minimize the damage, so to speak. A little mishap there on pit road. Boy, look at this. You got guys on new tires, guys on old tires. This is where it get hectic.
It absolutely can, because seeing this mix going around, I mean, this is woo-wee.
Oh,
Looks
caution
like
out.
Ty. Looks like the Ty's back tires came off the ground.
Ty Aikens right there spinning it. Let's go back and watch. He had a good run. Oh, well, probably what happened there is he got net coated, hit the things, and upset the back end. And we'll look at Phillip, man, just right there. Able to make it by, but then, good physics there of iRacing.
Right, Isaac Newton would be proud.
Yes. Kind of stuck it in the wall. All right, I said Phillip needed the caution and he got it. That's going to send him on around. He might can maybe chop a few more spots off and get up there, you know, near Daniel. Now the question is, do you pit? Well, never mind. The front leaders do. Lucas Cram, William, Daniel, all them guys come on pit road.
We'll see. We're going to have ourselves like a 13, 12 lap shootout for the end now.
That's it.
Looks like the top three stay the same. Phillip got some good spots on pit road too.
Yes, he did. Going to come out fourth. Wow. This is going to be interesting.
See, and now Phillip is coming back down pit road. This is a little curious. That shoots. Huh. That's a little curious. I wonder what he keeps doing. Because he keeps coming down pit road again. Like that first time in the other caution, he drove right through it. And now he's back on. But I don't understand. Like, is now his pit stop? I guess so. That'll put him... Oh, that makes sense, because he was a lap down. But he will be back in... Looks like he'll be in 7th still. Or 8th. But he'll at least be on the lead lap. So he'll be able to get some of those... Hopefully gain some positions here in this little... What I'll call a shootout. For the end of this race. But we still got Lucas Cram up front. William Barb right there with him. Daniel Nanny starting right behind them at the front. Chris Heller just getting it done tonight. He is doing what he needs to do to make his move up from 12th currently in points. He's not that far back. And some of the separation he's got between the guys that he is battling against for that spot, it'll help him. It definitely will, especially coming into next week. He set himself up pretty good. And he just turned on the jets when he needed to. Both in this one and in the Cup Series, too. He's coming up in both. And then you got Wembley. Eric Kemp right there, too. Just doing what he needs to get done. He's, like I was saying earlier, he's had a pretty quiet-ish season. I know he's got to win this season. He's got 2 top 5s, 8 top 10s. Pretty consistent, especially in the top 10 category. And he is currently sitting in 5th place in the point standings, and he's just surviving. He is getting some good, especially after some of the events that happened here tonight. He's getting some good gap points between himself and Elliott and Jake. Granted, the drop down from Elliott to Eric from 4th to 5th place in points is 10 points. but that's just what he needs to do. As we go back green now, we're watching from Philip's point of view. Looks like the front guy's singled out. Daniel Nay looks like he's dropping down low under William Barb up there. Completes a pass, it looks like. And here comes some of these other guys coming up. 11 laps to go now. So the point standings will definitely be shaken up a little bit here tonight. Definitely will be. We'll be able to flip through once Joe gets back in, take care of something real quick again. But we'll be able to flip through again. Catch some of the late action here as Lucas is giving himself a little bit of a lead in front of Daniel and William Barr back there. But Chris Heller doing what he needs to do. Everyone. Some of these guys are just coming up and making the right moves. And, I mean, we've got 8 cars on the lead lap out of 27. That's less than a third of the field is still on the lead lap. And I know that caution came on with some pretty good timing there.
Absolutely. We're back on the green here. Like I say, got 8 laps to go, and it's all Lucas Cram. Philip back in 7th, though. Lost a little ground. Daniel up there in 2nd place.
Philip came back down pit road because I'm pretty sure he pitted with the lap down cars, and then he got the lucky dog.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Yep.
So he was destined to restart back in 7th, where he was.
Tail end of the longest line. Yep.
And that's where it was.
Well, it's a good one right now. I mean, he's still can come up through here. You got Eric Kemp hanging on to 6th. Christopher having a good run, hanging on to 4th, though.
He absolutely is, and that's what I was bringing up, too, is you can see the leaders coming back up on Elliott, and this is good, too, on Elliott for still racing. Like, you can see there's a good amount of guys that aren't in the race anymore.
Absolutely.
This is what Elliott needs to do, given the cards he was dealt this race and the position he's in. He needs to survive. I mean, he's in 4th.
And he's in 18th, Elliott, right now. So he's actually, minimized the damage a little bit. He's still going to lose, a lot of points, but still, I mean, it's safe to say he's still going to, come out of here. That's what you got to do, though, to be a champ. Keep digging.
And Eric Kepf will get a pretty big jump on him. I mean, Eric Kepf's sitting 10 points back, and that's a 12-point jump he's got right now, so we'll be 2 points to the green above Elliott, given how this race finishes.
Yeah. Basically going into the last race of the round of 16 to make up the round of 8 after next week. Basically, Elliott can't have a bad race at Kansas. He's pretty much used up his bad races. So if he has a bad one, then yeah, he could lose out on getting into that next round of 8.
He absolutely could, but you got Daniel Nanny doing what he needs to do. He's maintaining the points lead.
Yes, he is. Yep.
And getting it done. William Barb, granted, he missed that race. He's still doing what he needs to do in the spot he's at. We're on the final lap now.
White flag one more time, Lucas Cram. And I'm going to tell you what, this guy just came in. He won last week at Rover. He's out of turn 3 and 4. Final time's going to win tonight here at Dover for the Great Lake Truck Series. Chase part here. You got Daniel Nanny, though, is going to hang on to that points lead. Coming out of here in 2nd, William Barb. Good finish by him right there, holding it up in the 3rd place. So what a good run by all these guys here tonight.
And Chris Heller, too, coming in 4th. Doing what he needs to do to separate himself and get that jump on those guys for that, fighting for that final spot in the round of 8.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see if we can't get a word in with some of these guys here tonight. As a very good run by a lot of these guys. Lucas right there definitely doing what he needs to do, coming in here just bad, fast, blasting the field. Let's bring up our third place man, William Barb. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, William, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me? Hey, William, it's Alex. You got me?
You're a little shy right now.
It's okay. He'll come around.
William, join the booth. Copy. Well, tell you what. Come back to him. Bring up second place man, Daniel. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Daniel, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me, man?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. What a race tonight. You coming in here second place finish after a pretty strong run, man. How you feeling?
This race tired me out. I'm sweating really bad right now. But it was a pretty fun race, especially the first 70 laps were caution free. And yeah, I'm kind of happy that I came out here in second after losing a second place finish last week after a couple of lap college wreck in front of me. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun race today.
It definitely seemed like it, man, and it looks like you're still holding on to that points lead after tonight, if my calculations are correct. How you feeling about that, man?
I'm feeling pretty good because I figured Eric would probably slaughter us like he did the previous 2 seasons, but taking that lead last week, I think I took the lead last week by 1 point over Phil Bedford, so I think he finished like 7th, so that's gonna really help me in points. And man, it's been a very dream start to a postseason, just like what happened over in the Cup Series. And I really hope I can continue the consistency here in the trucks.
Yeah, and Joe and I keep talking about that. We keep bringing up how you just turned on the Jets, man, at the right time in both series, and you're making it work out pretty well. How you feeling coming into Kansas next week?
Kansas, it's a pretty fun track, actually. I know the new iRacing update for season 2. They added, I think they added multi-groove racing to that track too. So I think that should be a fun race. It'll be the first mile and a half of the postseason. So let's just hope that I can survive another race like I did today and come out with another top 3 finish, preferably to win this time. But yeah, I feel like Kansas would be pretty fun.
And yeah, you're right. It is the first mile and a half we got of the postseason. But anybody you want to give a shout out to, thank for this strong second place finish here at Dover this evening, man?
Yes, I have to get a huge shout out to my sponsors, Rocket Setup Racing. Well, I believe it's Rocket Racing Setups. I keep getting the two mixed up, but they sponsored me for season 2 in iRacing, and it's been a pretty big honor racing the logos here and the official races and league races. And with them giving me that sponsorship, it's been a very big motivator for me to race better than I have been. And I have to give a shout out to my teammates in Defiance Racing. Unfortunately, they didn't have the best races, but they're holding on and they rooted me on in that final 15 laps. So I'm thankful that they were there for me. And I gotta give a shout out to you guys for broadcasting this lead and letting us put on the best show for our fans. And I have to give a shout out to the owners here in Great Lakes. So yeah, hopefully we can continue this in this Saturday in the Cup Series, the final race there, and it's my goal is there to win the championship.
Well, man, we definitely love having you up here as frequently as we have. Definitely best of luck to you next week here for the Truck Series as we're going after that race to the cutoff to 8. Looks like you're sitting pretty. And then keep it rolling in the Cup Series, man. Congratulations again, your second place finish here.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
All right, there we go. Daniel Nanny right there, second place man. And I don't know what Will is doing. I guess he don't want to get interviewed or something, but
He's in and out.
he's in and out. So, well, you know what? We're going to go with the winner here tonight. Lucas, join the booth. Got a copy? Lucas, join the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. I tell you what, well, must have some pretty fast Valvoline underneath that truck because it was just awesome on rails here at Dover tonight.
I got the Valvoline extended protection under the hood. Yeah, no, honestly, like I said last week, one of my favorite tracks here at Dover. I just honestly love this place. It's a ton of fun to drive, and it was definitely enjoyable there after that caution came out, and I had to kind of work my way through traffic. It was a good battle there with the 30 and the 27. It was pretty sketchy all the time, but it was fun nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. Coming out here dominating like like did last week there, winning the Roval tonight here at Dover. Now, are you do you like this track? I mean, as far as Dover, some people have kind of mixed feelings about it.
A really, really unique track. I think that's why you kind of have those guys that, really enjoy it or really dislike it. And you saw that in Cup for years. And I don't know, it's just kind of one of the places that I figured out. I really enjoy the throttle control required to kind of keep the truck rolling to the center of the corner, but then, diving the corner off to get to run off the corner and stay out of the wall. I think that's something I definitely have kind of learned after the amount of races I've done here. So just really enjoyable track. This in Bristol, I guess I'm a fan of the concrete, I suppose. But yeah, it's a really fun track, and definitely was enjoyable to race on those guys tonight.
Gotta ask a question because I know your name just sounds familiar to me. Have you run in the Pro Series before?
No. Currently I'm running Road to Pro with my Clinical Sport team. It hasn't gone exactly the best of seasons yet, but no, I've tried a couple times now. But
just your name sounds familiar. I'm trying to figure out maybe running another league I've broadcasted before or something. I don't know, but it's just your name sounded so familiar.
No, honestly, I do recognize your broadcasting company too, so I think that might be the case.
Oh, hey, nonetheless, man, I tell you what, coming out here dominating like you did, fun to see, and hey, like you said, it's Dover Monster Mile. You tamed it tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome win?
Yeah, huge show once again. Everybody puts the show on, and Elliot's a good buddy of mine and a teammate of mine, so it's cool that he's kind of in an admin position here in the league. And unfortunate for his luck, it sounds like he got wrecked pretty badly by that truck. But huge shout out to everybody who raced there at the end. That was super fun to race with them and try to get around those two guys towards the end of the race. And huge shout out, of course, to a few broadcasts, and huge shout out to Brian Scott. Got his first truck run here 12 years ago, so I want to put the truck victory lane for him. Huge shout out to everybody on Clinical Sport once again, and looking forward to Thursday for the Pro.
Nice. I tell you what, there you go. Is like you said, everybody tune into that. It's going to be an awesome one there, and maybe hey, good luck in that one there, Lucas, as you did here tonight. Again, congratulations on that win.
Did it.
There we go. Lucas Cram definitely doing what he needs to do, and right, okay. Well, man, I tell you what a night it was here, Alex, as we're going to leave here at Dover, and leave Miles alone because that man tamed him tonight. What a race it was.
Yeah, it was, and it definitely shook up the points, which always makes things exciting, especially coming into a race right before a cutoff, seeing how some of these guys are making things happen, and unfortunately, you get the other side where some things happen to other people, but that's racing. And it was definitely an exciting one here tonight, man.
No doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to leave here, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a good race all through and through. That man right there, Lucas Cram, put in the victory lane. For myself and everyone here at Great Lakes Truck Series, have a good night.